So really good morning to you, Joe. Thank you so much for joining us and agreeing to share your story with the Great Food Club audience. So just to start, I suppose, at the very beginning. So tell me a bit about your business. Where are you? What's your main focus of business?
Okay, so we're predominantly a family-run farm based in Great Dalby, next door to Melton Mowbray. The business over the years has developed mainly due to us wanting more stock and everybody being able to join in the family farming process. We've had to look at ways that we can obviously afford to do that. So it started with a few lambs going to market, going to local butchers, and it's progressed from there to we do about 7 different London farmers markets a week. We do a couple of local markets, and that's where it all began. Since then, obviously, both of the brothers have been really keen to farm, so stock levels have always increased, and that in turn has given us the demand and the drive, if you like, to be able to actually open a farm shop. Customers were always able to come to us. They were able to buy from the gate. The butchers have been here for the last 20 years. So they've always been able to come in, see Pete and Paul, buy what they want. And then about 3 years ago, Dan is my partner, who's the eldest son. Him and his brother Tom work the farm. Sort of took the plunge and said, right, we need to open a shop. We need to let people in.
Provide a showcase for all your lovely stuff.
Yeah. So it was, I suppose it was a great move now, looking at everything. But at the time, it was quite scary. You know, is it going to be busy? Is it going to pay for itself? And we were already very busy doing the markets and so on. But as we now know, it's been a great success. The shop's been open just over 2 years now. We're really busy, always expanding, always adding new things into the shop. So as well as our full range of the beef and the lamb and the pork that are all bred and reared here at March House Farm, we're adding in local poultry, game, you know, at the right sort of time, seasonal goods as and when they're available. And local suppliers are sort of adding to this all the time. So we've got different sort of handmade chocolates, we've got English made pasta, we've got all sorts, local fruit juices, preserves. So the shop has grown, you know, organically, you know, with introducing new suppliers, and the demand's there. So that's really how the shop has come about and how it's grown. Yeah.
So talking about demand, how have you seen demand over the lockdown period? So how have you had to adapt the business to suit the new demand?
Yeah, massively. We've always been a busy little shop, you know, never really a quiet day for anyone. But when people were struggling to get to supermarkets or their usual providers, the shop got inundated, which was fabulous, a little chaotic to begin with. Our main focus when we knew this was coming and it was going to be very difficult for people to get out and shop, or they were going to be sort of nervous about where they were going and who they might meet on that journey. That's when our focus became, okay, we need to keep all of our guys safe but in work, and we need to make sure that we can supply to all of our regular customers, especially some of our older customers and more vulnerable customers. So we had to be really quick to react, because our cafe that's based here at the farm shop closed with little notice. We knew it was probably coming, but then that decision was made. So the kitchen staff just automatically shifted all their skills to ready meals, to scaling up the production of our homemade pies, our sausage rolls, our Scotch eggs, anything that they could be doing, and the shop was selling out, you know, before we could even get more stock back in. That led us then to sort of look at how we're going to get out to our vulnerable customers. So we started an online shop, which was always in the pipeline. But we had
a little bit.
yeah, we had to just get on with it. We were really lucky. We had Nico sort of geared up to start taking photos and start looking at our online shop anyway. And we basically just kidnapped him and said, right, you're not going anywhere. We need to do it now. Yeah. So we got the online shop up and running. That in itself was hard work, but so worth doing. It gave people the opportunity to get the basics to begin with. It was vegetable boxes, fruit boxes, meat boxes. We got some drivers. We had a couple of guys that always do a bit of work for us here and there anyway, so they were able to drive our vans that weren't going out to markets. And then we've got a friend who runs a bus company. Well, of course, no need for his buses or his commercial minibuses. So he jumped on board and he was happy to deliver as well. So we managed to get the online shop set up. We managed to get home deliveries set up. Then the sort of no contact shopping came into force, whereas before everyone was just sort of rushing and queuing and, you know, really just desperate to get food, thinking there may be shortages and whatnot. We managed to implement no contact by offering click and collect on the website. So anybody that was particularly vulnerable, we'd take it straight to their car. They wouldn't have to get out the car. They wouldn't have to see anybody. They could pay online, or they could ring up if they didn't use the internet, do a telephone order, do a telephone payment. So lots has gone on, and it's all grown.
It seems like such a long time ago now, doesn't it, really, when you look back?
Yeah, it's a whirlwind. It's all a bit surreal, to be honest. But the main focus all the way through was, let's make sure the staff can keep their jobs. Let's make sure everybody's safe, and let's make sure the customers can still access what we've got to provide. You know, we knew we weren't going to run out. We knew we had great links with our suppliers. We knew the kitchen could keep, you know, creating and producing. So we knew we'd be a lifeline to a lot of people. So we just had to make sure that we got it out to the people that couldn't get to us, and that we made it safe for people to come to us if that's the way they preferred.
So you talked about your regular customers. It sounds like you've certainly done a great job in attracting lots of new customers too.
Yes. So our regulars have all stock buyers. They have been brilliant, so supportive, really grateful actually. And it's bizarre because they're so grateful to us, but we're so grateful to them, you know, to continue to support us. And we've had a lot of new people. They didn't know we were here, you know, they didn't know we existed, and a friend told them about it, or they saw somebody getting a delivery. And they've been so pleased with the service and with the quality of what they're getting from this local butchers that they're kind of with us for life. So they say, you know, they've changed their habits and they would much rather come out. You know, we've got a great butcher's counter and all the butchers are here. You know, you can ask them for anything, you can ask them any questions. People know that stock has been born and raised on our farm. It's quite comforting, I think, especially with what was going on. So we've gained a lot of new customers, and they've assured us they'll stick with us because they just prefer it. You know, they love the quality, they love the story, they know where it's come from. They can have a chat to the butchers while they're here and pick up the majority of their food staples while they're here.
There's a lot to be said for that personal interaction, isn't there?
Oh yeah, definitely. We spend so much time talking to our customers, which is great. We interact with them. We want to know what they want. You know, we like to know their habits. We like to know what they expect to see and what they want to see. And yeah, we've got people that were coming to the gate 20 years ago that are still coming into the shop now, and they want to have a chat with Pete and Paul in the butchery. You know, they'll come out and talk to them. It's a really sociable little hub.
It definitely sounds like it.
Yeah.
talked about gratitude and how you've your customers have demonstrated such gratitude towards you, and obviously you to them as well. What would you say that's been your biggest surprise over the last 12 weeks, or did you expect that?
No, it's a scary and a new time for everyone. So we had no idea how people would react and how comfortable they would be, and we really didn't know. But yeah, from day one, they were, oh, thank you so much for staying open. Thank you so much for making it safe. We never ran out of anything, you know, so they knew that they could come to us and just get what they wanted. It felt normal to them, which was really nice in such a chaotic kind of environment, that they could come down to March House Farm as they normally would, pick up everything that they normally would, and it was very normal, it was very safe, which, yeah, I suppose that's our job. You know, it didn't really ring anything different to us, but to our customers, they were so grateful. And it could have gone a very different way. You know, everybody could have panicked a little bit and, you know, really tried to rush and panic buy, which we were really hoping people didn't do, because we knew we could supply them. You know, don't waste food, don't buy massive amounts, and you know, we're going to be here and we'll have the same thing day in, day out. But they did prompt us with certain things. So we couldn't get hold of pork pies. And they were saying, Joe, where's the pork pies? And there was no supplier. We couldn't get any. So we set the kitchen a bit of a challenge, and we said, right, we need to make some pork pies. They want pork pies. And they did. You know, our kitchen have kind of developed this what we call the March House Farm kitchen range now. And they made pork pies, and it's a Melton Mowbray pork pie. It's pork from our own farm. It's all hand raised. And again, the customers were like, well, we asked, we got it. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's amazing. And the folks of Melton certainly love their pork pies, don't they?
Love their pork pies. Yeah. So yeah, so it's been great for us as well. You know, we've realised what people really want, you know, and what they were missing, and we've got a lot. I'd say we've got more produce now than ever before, and we're making a lot more of our sort of ready meals. We do like what we call a Melton Wellington, you know, in the butchery counter, and we've created all sorts of things to keep people happy, give them a bit of variation. So it's been wonderful for us as well.
And definitely utilising the skills of your staff. So you mentioned that these were staff that would normally work and serve in the cafe, which obviously closed. So putting their skills to an alternative use has obviously been very beneficial for you.
Yeah.
So what does the future hold? So you talked about the online shop, which was coming. Yeah, you talked about click and collect. Obviously, the Melton Wellington. What does the future look like for March House Farm?
So we're carrying on. You know, we were always going to develop and move with customer demand. The online shop will stay. We've now, over the time that we've had, been able to get pretty much all of the products on the website. So the whole shop is available online. Click and collect will stay. Some people just find it easy. Some people don't want to come into the shop. Some people haven't got the time, but they will stay. So we'll continue to do our free local home delivery. We'll continue to do click and collect. We'll continue to make our ready meals. Pies and pork pies are flying out quicker than we can keep up. We will continue to make them, and we're improving them all the time. So I think, it's only going to get better. And other than we've extended slightly at the front of the shop to keep the fruit and vegetable, the kind of aspect of the business outside, well undercover, so that people can do their kind of veg pick before they come into the main shop. So there's lots of little things that are improving on that shopping experience, but we'll keep a lot of it in force. You know, people are going to go back to normal. They're going to go back to work. A food delivery will actually become more of a convenience thing than a necessity. whereas we mainly set it up to begin with to help the vulnerable and people that couldn't get out. Whereas I think it will now develop into convenience.
Yes,
as people go back to normal.
Yeah. So is there anything that you'd like to say to those new customers that have supported you during lockdown, your regulars who supported you, just any message that you'd like to get out there to say to any of them that are listening?
Well, they've been fantastic. We love seeing them still. They've been so supportive. They've been really understanding when we've had to change things. They have they've kept us going. You know, I know we seem to have been a vital part of their survival through this, but they have been ours as well. You know, we've been able to keep people employed, and it's been great to see them all, and we speak to them on the phone, and we have little email chats, and so they've been fantastic, so patient, so understanding. Yeah, they've been brilliant, and we really hope that we retain some of these new customers. You know, we see these weekly orders now, and we start to see these new names, and they're becoming regulars now, so we hope to keep seeing them.
That's excellent. It's so good to hear, and it's so good to hear that you've really adapted your offer to suit a multiple audience, and that's obviously key to your success of the last 12 weeks, and I'm no doubt will be key to your success going forward. So Jo from March House Farm, Old Dalby, near Melton Mowbray. Thank you.
Great Dalby.
Great Dalby, sorry.
Great Dalby, yeah, don't go the wrong way.
Thank you so much for talking to us today. We wish you and your business lots of continued success, and I cannot wait to come and visit you and
yes.
have one of your new pork pies.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much, Jo.
Thank you.